We've been having our Radiant coaches go through your VOD reviews for the past few months on the website, breaking down exactly how all of you individually can improve. The thing is though, every player is honestly capable of learning from another player's mistakes, and I know this for a fact because I've been watching a number of your guys' VOD reviews, and many of you make literally the same mistakes. Like, for real, you do, and I'm tired of seeing you do it, so that's why we're going to compress them all into this video for you to just stop doing them. This is also a great opportunity to show off some of our awesome VOD reviews I've seen added to the website though, so I figured, why not? Remember, if you would like to see any of the full VOD reviews featured in this video, you know exactly where to find them, so just head on over to skillcapped.com and get yourself started on your journey to becoming a better player. Let's roll into our first clip though.
So now when the smoke comes out like that, so it's kind of an odd smoke to do, right? But what I'm thinking is, right, okay, so you had the right idea, but it's just a little late. So when I see that smoke and I have a Marshal, what I'm thinking is I need to get off site, because if they push up, they can burst out of the smoke on me, and you'll be overwhelmed on site, right? So I think you had the thought to get off site, but it was just a little too late. If you could have got out and repositioned to a more passive angle earlier, I think that would have helped out a lot and waited for your team. You guys could have played numbers a little better as well.
Now, aside from what Max already said in this clip about this smoke being placed sort of weirdly, what I mainly just wanted to talk about is that when you see your opponents do something that you've never seen before, I highly recommend hitting the GTFO button and get to safety as fast as possible. Here's the thing that you need to understand about how Valorant is structured, and kind of the beautiful thing about the game. Valorant is created to be a repetitive game. What I mean by this is that you are intended to learn the maps, learn the angles, peek the same angles, and perfect those peaks, and use the same utility in the same places over the course of many games. That's why there are default execute smokes and normal flashes players will throw. Normal angles for operators to hold, normal angles for players to peek early on, and all of this stuff you're going to be conditioned to see often, and you are going to be prepared to react to them. And this is part of the reason that the game has such an incredibly low time to kill, because you can prepare for almost every single scenario beforehand and know exactly how to respond to it. But similarly, this is why when you see something you don't really know how to respond to, I would generally respond to it by not messing around with it. A good example of this would be when you see some sort of wild sage wall. Just don't mess with it. GTFO, go somewhere else, or be really thorough with your utility to clear out whatever cheese they are trying to pull off. Don't give them that TikTok clip. Speaking of TikTok clips, take a look at this round.
You start from back here, you throw it on the ground, which is fine. I mean, it still flashes people. When you peek, if you can't get a kill within the first, 3 seconds, first off, not everybody's blind, so there's going to be teammates here getting ready to trade you, and so you only have a maybe 2 second window to kill a guy here. So if you can't, you need to fall back and just play your life, otherwise you're going to get pooed on. So you try to overextend, you overextend way too much.
Just like we did with that last clip, let's talk a bit about how Valorant is set up and how this impacts how you play the game. To do that, I'm going to present you with a low elo mentality of if you land your shots, you'll win. Which is true. If you headshot every single enemy before they headshot you, then you will win. Hypothetically, you can make this flash play, and if you were good enough, you would be able to pick up 4 kills. And 1 out of every 100 times you do this, maybe you do pick up 4 kills. But the other 99 times, you're probably going to get 1 tops and then get traded out. And going 1 for 1, especially on defense, is going to lose you more rounds than you realize. This sort of aggression is not a good play in the slightest. You're basically just looking for TikTok clips when you do stuff like this, and it's a huge reason for so many players being stuck in lower ranks. They don't know what sort of aggression is worth it and what sort of aggression is just stupid. Similarly, something I've noticed from watching lower ranked players is that a lot of times they will find themselves 1 early kill in the round and then afterwards make the decision to push up for more and get themselves killed. This effectively just makes these trades a 1 for 1, which, as we mentioned before, is not worth it. Now, we can't go over every single situation in which you should or shouldn't be aggressive, but the best rule of thumb is that I always say, if your team is ahead in numbers, don't try to make any plays like this. However, if your team is behind in numbers, TikTok clip away. If your team is on track to lose the round anyway, it makes a lot more sense to go for a risky play because you need something to even out the odds for yourself. But if you're making aggressive plays like this when your team has the advantage, you're literally throwing, and I don't ever want you on my team. That's right. I said it. Let's move over to our third clip though, and I just tried to pick out a couple of rounds with interesting things that our coaches said. There absolutely are times in these VOD reviews where we'll comment on poor crosshair placement or no comms, but honestly that stuff is just boring. It's important, very important. Actually, good crosshair placement and comms are probably some of the most important things in the game, but you've all heard it before, so let's talk about something more fun.
The raise and spawn, you need to get onto site, yet you're too preoccupied with the short term, right? So like, let's say you playing this slow ends up winning you this gunfight against the raise, you don't win the round. That's just a simple truth. You don't have enough time. You barely, I don't even think you had time. Even if you were to kill the Reyna, even if everyone else is dead at that point when you went heaven, there is no time to defuse anymore. Here, this is where you have to get aggressive. It's not about taking the optimal fight where you will win. It's about taking the only fight that would win you the round. So in this case, as let's say here, right around this time, you should have, as you're running towards site, you should be smoking the choke points. That way you can, when you get there, like you'll like finish smoking or the smokes will land as you're running through CT, and then you can just directly run in sight. The thing is, people don't, a lot of lower rank smoke players don't think as far as that. So they'll rotate and then they'll, oh, I need a smoke. So then they'll stop around this area and then they'll smoke. And then by that time, it's a little late. You have to wait for them to go down rather than keeping the momentum of just rotating and running straight onto site as the smokes go up. And then by scared, I mean like here, you could have taken this fight, but honestly there, I think I ignored, you should die. The perfect situation is you ignore this raise and you just keep pushing and you kill whoever's on site and then you turn around to fight the raise later. Because the raise is gonna think you're gonna swing again. But when you go, you fall all the way back here, you've given up positioning. You're disjointed with your Sova. Sova's probably going to die alone, and then you can't even help at all. So ideally, you've just been isolated. This raise is doing her job.
Basically, what FloShizzle is saying in this clip is that you need to understand what it is you need to do to win the round. And when the spike is down, that ticking timer is one of the biggest things you need to be paying attention to. So many players just have a terrible concept of time in the game and don't understand that the play that they are making is just way too slow. It will never end up winning them the round. Of course, it would be optimal for this Omen to kill the Raze before entering site, but she's not going to let that happen. She's literally just trying to waste his time and split him off from his team. I really like FloShizzle's quote in this clip of, even if you kill this Raze, you can't win this round, which is entirely true. Committing to this gunfight with the Raze is accepting that you've lost the round, and although the odds aren't high if he ignores the Raze and runs towards site, those are the only chances of him winning this round. If that doesn't make sense to you, it's basically the difference between choosing a play that has a 0% chance of winning the round and choosing a play that has a 10% chance of winning the round. There is a point in all rounds where it becomes less about what is the optimal play and more about what do you need to do to win. This is very similar to what we talked about in the previous clip, how if you're behind in numbers and already on a path to lose the round, going for an aggressive play is way more viable. Because if you try to play optimally, you're just going to get traded out. However, if you do something to catch them off guard, although not the optimal play, you might be able to even things out. Lastly though, let's finish off with a clip from one of my own VOD reviews talking about a very similar topic, which is dealing with suboptimal situations. If you're ever in a position where your team's like clumped up like sardines, right? You really need to get out of there. So your alarm bot also just went off. This is probably something that you didn't notice in the moment because it's kind of hectic, but alarm bot goes off. So there's somebody flank, which means that you guys are getting pinched from here. You have players here, you have players here, and you could have players on site. And when you have players on, like, it's just all around you, you got to push one of them and clear it out. Now, the obvious route would be towards site. I don't know if your Brimstone just had one smoke, it looks like, and he wasn't able to smoke CT. So that makes it kind of hard. But if you have like a nade or like a teammate or something, or even if you don't have anything, I can tell you for a fact you lose this round if you guys stay here. And that's kind of the problem, right? Where it's just, you can't be hugging this back angle and just looking for duels, because you need to get out of this position. Like, somebody needs to bail your team out right now. So it looks like you kind of try to step up and be that guy, but your Sage just booked it onto site, and now Spike's dropped out here. There's just no shot of you winning this. That's kind of unfortunate. You just got to push through it. The round's probably lost. It's probably not even your fault necessarily. I mean, there's definitely things that you could have done better, like macro wise, but in terms of like movement and stuff, there's not a lot that you can do in that situation other than just push through. Notice how in this round, this was absolutely not the optimal situation. His team is missing a smoke, they can't go speedway because of a sage wall, and they're all sort of bundled up like sardines towards button. This easily is a lost round if they stay here, and their only option is just to push through it. Now, I can't even say for sure anything good would have happened if they tried to swing onto site. It looks like his Sage actually did make it back site though, so potentially if they don't just stall out here, it's possible. It's all about making the play that can give you the opportunity to win, and staying right here will never give you the opportunity to win. Like we said though, if you want to catch any of these VOD reviews in full, they will all be available at skillcapped.com, along with all of the other exclusive content that we've been adding to the site weekly. I've genuinely been learning a lot from the courses that we've been sent from these Radiant players from all around the globe, and I swear that everyone that we have submit a new course provides a completely new perspective to things that keep me learning more and more, which is super cool. I think it's incredible that I've been playing the game since beta and constantly making content for it while still learning new things today. So thank you everyone for giving the opportunity to do that. As always though, my name is King and we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.